Her daughter came back alive, and at her side stood a human Sayla Vorn, shoved through the crowd at Dock 9's security gate, her claws scraping the scanner pad. The emergency ping blared in her earpiece, Neri's ID tag active after 3 cycles of silence.
Her heart hammered. Raiders had snatched her daughter from the family pod weeks ago.
No ransom, no body, just echoes. She slammed her medic badge against the lock panel. It beeped denial. Armed guards in Port Authority blue-blocked the path, rifles leveled at a battered shuttle settling on the pad. Smoke curled from its thrusters. "Stand down, Vorn," Captain Hax bellowed from the front line. His scaled crest flared red with authority. "No crossing the cordon until we clear that wreck. That's my daughter. The ping protocol." Hack's eyes narrowed at the shuttle ramp. Unidentified vessel, human registry. We sweep for bombs first. The ramp hissed open. A figure stepped out, tall, broad-shouldered, skin pale under grime-streaked coveralls. Human. Eli Rook. If the dock logs were right, no one had called for a salvage contractor. He moved like he owned the pad, one hand steady on a carryall, the other guiding a small shape behind his leg. Neri peeked out. Alive. Dirt-smeared face, but those sharp violet eyes locked on Sayla. The girl's clutch claws dug into the human's thigh armor. Sayla lunged forward.
"Miri!" Guards raised weapons. Hrax barked. "Weapons check."
Human. Hands where we see him. Eli didn't flinch. He raised empty palms slow, then nudged Neri fully into view. The girl bolted past him, dodging boots and barrels. She slammed into Sayla's legs, tiny arms wrapping tight. "Mama." Neri's voice cracked, muffled against Sayla's tunic. He got me out. Sayla dropped to her knees, crushing Neri close. The child's frame felt too light, ribs sharp under furred skin, bruises bloomed on her arms, raider marks. Sayla's claws trembled as she checked pulse points. Stable. No bleeds. Harak stomped closer, scanner humming over Eli.
"And explain the kid. Slaver manifests list her as acquired property."
Eli met the captain's glare. No bluster. Ellie Rook, salvage op on asteroid belt hauler. Found her in a lockbox during scrap run. No manifests filed on my end. He tapped his wrist unit. Data beams to Rax's pad. Logs, timestamps, vid of a crate cracking open to reveal Neri huddled inside. Saya lifted her head, still clutching Neri. The human stood easy amid the rifle sights, like threats were just hull patches, his shuttle listed behind him, hull scarred from micrometeors and worse. No port escort, no distress beacon. He'd flown solo through raider lanes. Neri twisted in Sayla's grip. She grabbed Sayla's wrist, claws pricking skin, and pointed at Eli. "He's good, Mama. The bad ones chased us." He flew rings around him. Hid me in the crate when they boarded. Rack's scanner beeped green. No weapons, no trackers. He grunted, but his crest stayed flared. Convenient story. Broker Vel runs those lanes. Slaver fixer. Claims losses on kids like her. He'll want paperwork. Eli shrugged one shoulder. "Paperwork's in the shuttle. Flight data, too. Your call, Captain." Suspicion coiled in her gut. Humans bartered everything. Scrap, secrets, lives. Port whispers called them ghosts in the black, pulling wrecks from graves no one else touched. But Neri's grip said trust. The girl who'd hidden from raiders now shielded this stranger. A new ping shrieked. Distant engines inbound. Harak's comm crackled. Vel shuttle requesting priority dock. Armed manifest. Sayla's fur bristled. Broker Vel. The name slithered through medic channels. Bribes to port brass. Scalpels for runaways. He'd raided her pod, left her bleeding. Now he came for Neri.
"Get her inside," Sayla hissed to no one. But Rack waved his guards forward, corralling Eli toward inspection.
Neri yanked Sayela's wrist harder. No.
"He stays. The broker's men shoot first."
Eli knelt to Neri's level, voice low. "Easy, kid. They're just doing jobs." He glanced at Sayla, eyes steady brown. "Ma'am, med kits in my pack. For her bruises." Sayla snatched the offered bag. Inside, synth gel packs, antivirals, child-sized. Human make, calibrated for Vorn physiology. She'd seen Alliance stock, but this matched her own clinic specs. Precise. Rack's pad chimed. Vel's shuttle touched down 2 pads over. Figures disembarked. 6, hooded, blades glinting. "Captain." Sayla stepped forward. Neri tucked behind. "She's my daughter. Port law says family claim first. Rax hesitated, crest twitching. Vel's got leans. Need verification.
Eli straightened. Verification's me.
He pulled a data chit from his vest, slotted into Rex's scanner.
Hollow projected. Neri's escape vid. Her scrambling from the crate, him sealing it as raiders pounded the hull. Then pursuit. 3 slaver skiffs on his tail. His shuttle jinked through debris fields, lasers grazing armor. Neri's voice piped from speakers. Go low. Wreck at bearing 240. The girl had navigated. Rack's jaw tightened. You let a kit call shots? Eli's mouth quirked.
She knew the lanes. Smart kid.
Vel's men fanned out, closing on Dock 9B. A hooded figure pointed, clutching a scanner synced to Neri's tag. Saela's pulse spiked. She scooped Neri up, backing toward the gate.
Captain, clear him.
Rax barked orders.
Guards pivoted. Rifles on the approaching slavers.
Vel? Stand down. Child's under port protection. Broker Vel pushed through his crew, robes whispering over deck plates. His face split in a surgical smile, optics whirring. That human stole my property. Manifests here.
He waved a pad. Full recompense, or I call Alliance arbitrators.
Neri buried her face in Silas' neck. Don't let him.
Eli shifted, positioning between Selah and Vel. Casual, like blocking a door, his hand hovered near his belt. No weapon but stance screamed ready. Vel's optics locked on Eli. Salvage rat. You breach my crates. You pay in blood. Eli didn't blink. Crates were derelict. Kid was bonus.
Saela watched the human. No boasts.
No pleas. Just presence. Neri relaxed a fraction against her. Claws easing. Harrock scanned Vel's manifests. His crest drooped. Falsified timestamps. Pre-raid dates. And Rook's logs check out. Clean salvage claim. Vel's smile cracked. Bribery. A guard tackled one of his men mid-draw.
Blaster clattered. Chaos erupted. Fists, shouts, Rax bellowing arrests.
Eli moved. He grabbed Selah's elbow, guided her and Neri through the scrum toward the gate.
Medbay's that way. Safe.
She followed Neri's weight solid in her arms. Vel's curses faded behind security takedowns.
At the gate, Harass caught up, cuffing a slaver. Rook. You're vouching? Eli nodded once. She's family. Selah paused in the threshold. Trust? This human had flown into hell, cracked a slaver hold, and handed back her world. No demands. Competence first. Neri twisted to wave at him. Come see the stars later, Eli. He gave a half smile. Count on it, kid.
Selah met his eyes. Thank you.
Just a job.
But as alarms wailed,
Vel's backup inbound. Ellie pulled a compact scanner from his sleeve. Human tech, jury-rigged. It pinged clean. Clear for now. I'll walk you. Selah nodded. Trust sealed in steps, not words. Danger circled, but with him shielding, it felt beatable.
Raxcom exploded. Vel breached perimeter.
Lockdown. Eli's hand went to his shuttle remote. Engines whined to life. Time to move. Selah clutched Neri tighter and bolted through the medbay doors. Alarms shrieked overhead. Boots pounded the corridor behind them. Hacks, security team, or Vel's thugs. Eli matched her stride. Scanner sweeping left and right. Triage straight ahead. 2 doors. She shoved into the room. Sterile lights buzzed on. Neri whimpered, tentacles curling against Selah's chest. Selah kicked the door shut and slapped the lock panel. It hissed sealed. Scan her, Eli said. He blocked the entrance, back to the door, hand on his sidearm. Saela laid Neri on the exam table. The girl's eyes darted, wide, sharp, alive. Quiet love.
Hold still.
Selah yanked the overhead scanner arm down. It hummed to life, blue light washing over Neri's small frame. Implants first. Slavers loved trackers. The readout flickered. Clean. No foreign signals pulsing under skin.
Eli glanced back. Doors reinforced.
Vitals console there. Run full tox panel.
Sila's arms shook as she tapped the screen. Toxins next.
Adrenaline spiked her blood. Neri's color looked off, scales dull. The scanner beeped. Elevated metals, low-grade sedative residue. Treatable. She grabbed a neutralizer hypo from the drawer and pressed it to Neri's neck. Hiss. Neri flinched but stayed put. Vitals stable, Selah said. Her voice cracked. Daughter back. Breathing. No bombs ticking inside her. Eli nodded once. He didn't budge from the door. Good. Lock confirmed? She checked the panel. Green. Locked. But Rack's fists hammered the door. Vorn! Open up security. Rack's growl cut through the metal.
Eli thumbed his comm. It's Rook.
She's scanning the kid. Stand down. Pause. 5 seconds or we breach. Sayla scooped Neri up. The girl buried her face in Sayla's shoulder. Trust, Eli? He'd cracked that raid ship like an egg, pulled Neri free amid blaster fire. No boasts, just results. But humans played long games. Stories from the ports whispered it.
Eli waved her back.
Cover the kid. He palmed the door release. It slid open. Rack stormed in, blaster drawn, 2 guards flanking. Port Authority insignia gleamed on his carapace. Rook. Hands where I see him. Vorn, step aside. As Ayla hugged Neri closer, edging to the console. Eli raised empty palms, slow, deliberate. No flinch. Rack slapped a holorecorder on the table. Red light blinked on. Official interrogation. State your actions at the Kessel Drift raid site, contractor. Full disclosure.
Eli met his gaze.
Salvage op. Found the girl in a hold crate. Cracked it open. Extracted her. Slavers engaged. 3 down. No casualties on my end. Hack's mandibles clicked. Site coordinates. Now. We roll in hot Vel's network ends tonight. Eli stayed still. Sayla watched his face. Calm, like logging inventory. Competence, not chatter. Her pulse eased a fraction. Coordinates logged in your system, Eli said. Transmitting. Hax's wrist comm pinged. He scanned it, eyes narrowing. But you? Solo run into slaver space? No manifest filed. Manifest's public record, Eli replied. Clean claim.
1 guard shifted, blaster twitching toward Eli. Sayla tensed.
Neri peeked out, tentacles gripping her tunic. Ellie good, mama.
Harok ignored her. Vel's claiming you stole his property.
Prebury logs, point your way. Eli reached into his vest, slow. Pulled a palm-sized transponder. Black, scarred, slaver markings etched deep.
He slid it across the table. Rack snatched it.
What is... Recovered from their lead ship. Eli tapped his chrono. Pickup window opens in 90 minutes. Vel's backup shuttle, signature matches. Dock 7, outer ring. Rax plugged the transponder into his comm. Data streamed. Manifests, routes, buyer codes. Real-time ping active signal inbound. Sayla's breath caught. Proof. Not words. Eli dropped the slaver's own tech like spare change. Hack straightened.
This changes.
He keyed his comm. All units. Redirect to Dock 7. Priority 1. Guards snapped to attention, filing out. Eli lowered his hands. Shuttles fueled.
We lift when you're ready. Rax paused at the door.
You're under watch, Rook, but... Solid play. Door hissed shut. Sayla stared at the transponder readout. Neri wriggled down, scampered to Eli's leg. You got the bad box, like my cage? Eli crouched. Batter box. Locked it down.
He ruffled her head frill gentle, Neri beamed.
Stars now? Soon, kid. He stood, eyes on Sayla. No push. Just there. She swallowed. Port medic. Seen deals sour, promises shatter. But this human? Flew blind into hell, handed back her heart, then pinned the slaver's next move. Trust? It rooted in his grip on that scanner. The way he blocked the door without a word. Alarms cut, then spiked again. Hack's voice boomed over speakers. Perimeter breach. Vel operatives in vents, medbay hold. Vent grates rattled overhead. Sayla yanked Neri back. Eli drew his sidearm. Compact human make. Suppressor gleaming. Under the table. Now. She dove, pulling Neri with. Metal clanged. A slaver dropped through. Broker Vel's fixer. Face masked. Vibroknife flashing. Eli fired. Silenced shot punched the slaver's chest. He crumpled mid-leap. Another grate popped. 2 more slavers swung down, blasters spitting. Eli rolled left, scooped a fallen blaster. Double tap. First slaver dropped. Second charged. Eli sidestepped, knife-edge parry with his arm bracer. Crack, Slaver's wrist snapped.
Eli finished with a knee to the throat. Sayla's heart hammered.
Neri whimpered soft. Ellie fast.
Footsteps thundered corridor. Rax burst in. Team behind.
Clear? Eli holstered, wiped blood from his bracer. Offered Sayla a hand up. Path to shuttle open. Vel's main force hits Dock 7. We beat him there. She took his hand. Rough, steady.
Neri latched on to his other leg.
Rax scanned the bodies. Bell's tattoos confirmed. Logs updated. Rax grunted. Rook, you're cleared. Provisional alliance. Eli nodded. Duck 7. Lead or follow. Rack barked orders. We follow. Your transponder's gold. Sayla followed Eli out, Neri in her arms. Corridor swarmed with security, but Eli carved the path, scanner pinging threats, posture screaming untouchable. Aliens gawked. Human took 3, whispers rippled. Her scales flushed. Port Authority medic she'd patched humans before. Tough hides, sure. But this? Quiet salvage man turning slaver ambush into cleanup. No swagger. Just checklist done. They hit the shuttle bay. Eli's craft squatted there. Blocky human design. Engines hot. Ramp dropped. Strap in, he said. Jump in 5. Sayla buckled Neri. Rack's team piled into their speeders outside. Vel's curses echoed distant. Backup closing. Eli punched controls. Thrusters roared. Shuttle lurched skyward, weaving port spires. Neri pressed to the viewport. Stars, Eli. He half smiled from the pilot seat. Plenty, kid. Hang tight. Sayla gripped the armrest. Danger nipped their tail. Vel's fleet inbound, but with Eli's proof ticking on that transponder, trust locked solid. Rax pivoted. Neri laughed. She breathed free. Sensors pinged. Contacts. 3 shuttles, slaver signatures. Closing fast.
Eli banked hard. Hold on.
Time to end this pickup window. Shuttle alarms shrieked. Eli yanked the stick, weaving through port spires as slaver shuttles lit the scanners. Sayla clutched Neri, her daughter's claws digging into her scales. The girl whimpered, eyes wide at the closing dots. Hold steady, Eli said. His voice cut the chaos, flat as hull plating. Fingers danced over controls. Countermeasure pods armed with a click. Neri bolted upright. Mama! They're coming! Like the cage men! Her chest heaved, panic spikes firing her heart monitor. Sayla slapped the medkit open. Restricted sedative vial gleamed. Port Authority lockout code only. She thumbed her ident chip to the scanner. Green light. Needle pierced Neri's neck. Sleep now, little spark, Sayla whispered. Neri's eyelids drooped. The girl slumped against her, breaths evening out. Good call, Eli said without looking back. Kid needs rest, plotting evade vector. His main screen bloomed with overlays. Transponder pings from Vel's fleet, station coverage grids. Red zones marked blind spots and sensor nets, maintenance tunnels threading the spires like veins.
Sayla leaned forward. Human hands moved precise. No wasted motion.
She'd seen pilots sweat this route. Eli treated it like inventory logs. Comms crackled. Rook. This is Herrick. Pull your civilian ass back. My team's got point. The security chief's speeders flacked them, blue strobes cutting void. Eli tapped mute. Not happening. He unmuted. Your speeders can't match their thrust profiles. Follow my pings or eat plasma. Your observer status. Confined. My small team handles retrieval. Vel's fixer ship dead ahead. Sayla's scales prickled. Retrieval? Neri was safe in her arms. But Vel wouldn't stop. The slavers' network spanned sectors. Bribes, blades, buyers. Eli ignored the order. His secondary console flickered. Station drone feeds hijacked. Icons shifted. Maintenance bots rerouting from cargo halls, swarming to shadow Harax's speeders. No permission pinged. Just done. You hacked the grid? Sayla asked, voice low, testing.
Shadow support, Eli said. Drones jam their locks, block sightlines.
Keeps your security boys breathing. A drone feed popped on her screen, bots clustering like angry insects around a slaver flanked.
Rax barked over open channel. What the? Drones inbound.
Rook, stand down or I impound that brick.
Impound after,
Eli replied. He banked into a blind zone, spire shadows swallowing them. Slaver 1 peeled off, fooled by drone ghosts. Ping confirmed, Vel's lead shuttle, broker codes active. Armed for boarding.
Sayla watched Neri sleep, tiny chest rising.
Trust? This human returned her daughter from a raid pit. No demands, no boasts. Just showed up with Neri bundled, slaver guards cooling on the deck. Competence first. Now this, rewiring a station mid-chase. Slaver 2 fired, bolt scorched past, station armor vaporizing.
Eli rolled countermeasures blooming chaff. Explosions lit the void, blinding pursuit sensors.
They're pivoting, Sayla said. Her medic scanner synced to shuttle feeds. Hull stress green, but adrenaline spiked her own pulse. Eli nodded. Vel knows the port. He'll cut us off at the outer ring. He overlaid fresh pings. Broker's transponder blinked. Fixer shuttle lurking in a repair scaffold. Claws extended for grab. Hrack's voice cut in. Team splitting. Alpha on Vel, Beta covers flanks. Rook, Doc, and wait. Eli punched thrust. Doc gets you killed. Drones are yours now. Bots dove, lasers stitching slaver wings. One pursuer spun out, slamming a spire. Saela gripped the rest. Aliens gawked from observation decks, whispers carried on public bands, humans flying rings around Vel's dogs. Her port colleagues would talk. Medic saves lives. This salvage man saved her world. Neri stirred, mumbling. Saela stroked her crest. Eli flies true. Kid's tough, he said. Like her mom, no fluff. Eyes locked on scopes. Vel's shuttle burst from scaffold cover. Underslung grapples whirred open, lasers painting their hull. Vorn female, a silky voice broadcasted. Broker Vel, patient drawl hid the surgeon's knife. Property reclaimed. Human collateral ignored. Deliver the girl child, or hull breach.
Saela's blood iced.
Neri twitched in sleep. Eli's jaw set. Negative. He firewalled engines, diving into a turbine vent. Station rumble shook them. Slaver grapples snagged empty space. Racks whooped. Trones pinned him. Closing. But Vel's backup tightened. Third slaver looped high, missiles hot. Eli marked it. Blind zone exploit. Racks Beta team up thrust 5%. Drones bait the shot.
Security chief paused.
Executing. Speeders surged. Drones swarmed the missile track. Blasts lit the feed. Pursuer shredded. Saela exhaled. Racks pivoted again. Eli's checklist saved them. Vel's shuttle twisted free, grapples whipping. It rammed Harax's alpha speeder. Security craft sparked, venting atmo.
Team down, Rax yelled. Rook, your move.
Eli didn't hesitate. On it. He vector thrusted into the scaffold maze, shuttle groaning. Vel's ship loomed. Tattooed hull, broker insignia glaring. Arm breach charges? Saela asked. Her medkit ready for wounds. Salvage rules, Eli said. Cut the legs first. Targeting reticule snapped to Vel's engines. Missiles away, precision hits. Broker craft yawed, propulsion flaming. Vel broadcast rage. Human filth. You'll auction by parts. Eli closed. Transponder locked. Rax, bag him.
Security speeders pounced. Mag cuffs deploying.
Vel's shuttle went dark, towed inert. Shuttle stabilized. Neri yawned awake. We win, Mama? Saela pulled her close.
Yes, Spark, Eli won.
Rax patched in. Gruff. Logs updated. Rook full alliance. Dock 7 secure. Eli set course. Ramp prepped as they slotted in, but scanners pinged faint. A shadow shuttle, Vel's deep backup, cloaked SIG, bearing straight for the bay. Eli's hands moved again.
Round 2.
Explosions rocked Dock 7. Saela clutched Neri tighter as red emergency strobes painted the bay in bloody pulses. Vel's shadow shuttle had decloaked mid-approach, ram sleds deploying from its belly like venomous barbs. Contact! Eli barked.
He shoved Saela toward the access ladder.
Ducked. Now. Move! Saela scooped Neri and bolted. Her daughter's small claws dug into her shoulders. Mama! Bad men! The bay doors buckled under breaching charges. Slaver goons poured in, 4 of them armored in black polyweave, stun prods crackling. They cut the main lights with a pulse grenade. Darkness swallowed everything except their helmet glows and the acrid stink of ozone.
Eli didn't run. He yanked a panel from the wall, exposing conduit wires.
Sparks flew as he hot-wired the cargo loader. The machine whirred to life, its claw arms swinging like a scythe. It smashed the lead slaver's knee, crumpling him with a wet crunch. He grabbed Saela's arm, propelling her up the ladder. Neri whimpered but climbed fast, her survival instincts kicking in. Saela hauled herself into the air duct access, a narrow tube of grated metal reeking of stale filters. Eli followed, twisting to seal the hatch. His multi-tool clicked into the manual lockout slot. Bolts ground home, fusing it shut. Below, slaver shouts echoed. Vorn female. Child 2. Broker once live. Blaster fire pinged off the loader. Eli had left it blocking the duct entrance, its bulk a temporary shield. Saela pressed Neri against the duct wall, her medkit slung across her back. Heart pounding, she scanned the shadows. Eli crouched beside her, eyes on his wrist pad. Calm, methodical. Like this was just another salvage job. Why trust you? She hissed. Her voice barely cut the hum of the station vents. Cracks cleared you, but Vel sent these. You brought them here? Eli didn't look up. Docking pinged them. My fault? Maybe. Fix coming. His fingers danced over the pad. Somewhere distant, alarms wailed. Spoofed signals, she realized. False fire in Junction Beta. Hack's voice crackled over open comms. All units, Beta breach. Multiple hostiles. Footfalls thundered below. Horax's squad stormed past the duct, boots slamming grates. They veered wrong, straight into the baited junction. Sayela heard the trap spring. Security field snapping on, maglocks slamming. Good, Eli muttered. He tapped his pad again. Pressure sensors lit his screen. Hold tight. Sayla felt it first, a hiss of escaping air. Then the corridor doors groaned. Massive slabs of alloy crashed together, driven by the triggered pressure alarm. Slaver screams cut short as the gap narrowed to inches. Polyweave tore. Bones snapped. Neri buried her face in Sayla's neck.
They're gone?
Not all. Eli checked his pad. Vel's fixer crew, 6 total. 2 pinned.
Rax has the rest chasing ghosts. We move.
Sayla stared. This human turned the station's own safety protocols against the slavers. No promises. Just action. Competence, raw and unasked for. Her port medic training screamed protocol, isolate, report, wait for security. But Eli bypassed it all, treating the chaos like a broken engine. He pried a vent grate loose. Cool air rushed in from the maintenance crawl space. This way. Service core to medbay, shortest path.
She hesitated. Neri tugged her sleeve.
Eli saved us before, Mama. In the shuttle. Sayela nodded once. Trust flickered, earned in blood and sparks, not words. Lead. They crawled single file, Eli first. The duct narrowed, forcing knees to chin scrambles. Sayla's shoulders scraped rust, but Neri stayed silent. A shadow born from raids. Distant blasts echoed, Harak's squad realizing the diversion. Eli paused at a junction.
Scanners clean.
But Vel's got bribes in ports. Expect eyes. He boosted Neri through a side grate into the medbay sublevel. Sayla followed, landing in a dim supply closet stacked with stim packs and bandages. Her domain. Familiar hum of auto docks and chem synthesizers. Eli sealed the inner hatch. Barricade. Your call. Sayela dragged a gurney across the door. Medbay lockdown. Autofields engage. She slapped the console. Fields shimmered to life, sealing them in. Neri slumped against a cabinet, eyes wide but steady. Hungry. Sayla pulled a nutrient bar from her kit, breaking it 3 ways. Eli took his share without thanks, eyes on the external feed. Vel's remaining goons regrouped outside Dock 7, bribing a dockhand for access codes. Rax tied up, Eli said.
10 minutes to pivot. Sayla watched the feed.
Slavers fanned out, stun prods sweeping corridors. One paused at a security drone. Vel's insignia flashed as he hacked it. Broker Vel himself appeared on a subcom, his eel-like face twisted in the hollow. Vorn. Or, I vent your bay. Her claws flexed. Vel had raided her home sector months ago, snatching Neri from a playground. She'd clawed through red tape for scraps of intel. No. She keyed the bay mic. Port Authority holds.
Stand down.
Vel's laugh slithered through. Authority bends. Your chief? Already paid. Hack's voice cut in. Furious. Lies. Vel, you're tagged. Surrender. Blaster fire answered. Rax's squad traded shots, but slavers pressed, using hacked drones for cover. Eli stood.
Time. Eject his pad into the medbay terminal.
Lines of code scrolled. Station schematics overlaid. Vents, power relays, emergency bulkheads. What now? Sayla asked. Turn the cage. Eli's voice stayed flat. He overrode the dock clamps. Bay 7's outer hatches irised partway. Controlled vent, sucking air out in a howl. Slavers stumbled, clutching seals. Drones spun wild. Vel's goons retreated, but Eli sealed select paths. Inner corridors locked, herding them toward Rack's position. Genius, Sayla breathed. Human salvage tricks, repurposed for war. Aliens like her relied on protocols, hacks on squads. Eli? He rewired reality. Neri grinned, first real smile since rescue. Like a game.
Trap the bad guys. Vel raged on comms.
Rook, I'll carve your organs for black market. Eli ignored him. He patched Rax direct. Chief. Funnel, active. Bag the rest.
Acknowledged, Hax grunted.
Your traps hold. Squad converging. Sayla watched Eli work. No boasts, no glory seeking. Just the checklist. Protect the kid, secure the mother, end the threat. Neri leaned against his leg, trusting already. Sayla felt it too. Warmth spreading. This human returned her daughter, then proved he'd never let go. But scanners pinged. Vel's personal cutter pod, detached from the shadow shuttle, stealth-coated, slipping through the outer vents. Straight for med bay. Backup, Eli said. Deep one. Sayla gripped her med scalpel, resolve hardening. Trust sealed. Together? Eli nodded. Checklist says yes. The pod's whine grew louder.
Bulkhead rattled. They braced as charges hissed against the outer hull.
Charges blew the bulkhead inward. Shrapnel pinged off medbay walls. A slaver in void black armor tumbled through, plasma pistol raised. Eli shoved Sayla and Neri behind the triage console. He fired his scavenged stunner. Crackling bolt hit the slaver's chest plate. The figure spasmed but charged. Sayla yanked Neri down. Her daughter clutched her arm. Eyes wide but steady. Mama is fast. Eli sidestepped. Grabbed a med tray loaded with scalpels. He hurled it low. Blades sliced the slaver's knee joints. Armor hissed, servos failing. The intruder dropped. Eli pounced. Zip cuffs snapped around wrists and ankles. He dragged the body aside, checked vitals with a thumb on the neck seal. Alive, good. Sayla peeked over the console. Alarms wailed station-wide. Rack's voice boomed over comms. Medbay secure? Report. Clear, Eli said into his wrist unit. One down. Vel's pod slagged. Neri tugged Sayla's sleeve. He didn't kill. Why? Smart, Sayla whispered. Dead tells no tales. But Eli's choice hit deeper. Mercy and chaos. Humans fought dirty, she'd heard. This.
Rax's squad burst in minutes later. Armored Krell enforcers swept the room.
Rax loomed over Eli, mandibles clicking.
You bypassed protocols again, human.
Eli stood, wiped blood from his cheek, his own, from a graze. Results first, Chief. Rax grunted, glanced at the cuffed slaver. Witnesses intact? Sayla nodded, pulled Neri close. Medbay cleared to security wing. Sayla sat Neri in an interview booth. Hollow recorder hummed to life. State your name, child.
Neri Vorn. Her voice steady, but claws dug into Sayla's palm.
Tell it all. From the raid. Neri spoke. Raid on family docks. Dag to Vel's hold. Whips, dark cells, auctions, whispered. She hid in vents, bit a guard, ran when Eli's breach lit the bay.
Sayla recorded every word. Heart twisted, but pride swelled.
Her girl. Sharp, stubborn survivor. Across the wing. Eli unpacked seized gear on evidence tables. Slaver drones, transponders, data slates. He logged each piece. Tagged chains of custody hollows. Methodical. No rush. No claims of heroics. Rax watched from his office viewport. A surrendered raider knelt, begging in guttural tradespeak. Squad trooper raised a stun baton.
Filth deserves pain. Eli stepped in. Blocked the swing.
No, he knelt, zip-cuffed the raider's hands. Pulled him up, firm but gentle. Walk now.
The trooper snarled.
Rax tensed. Raider nodded frantic. Yes, human. I talk. Rax mandible stilled. Human restraint. Alien way demanded blood debt first. But Eli built cases, not corpses. Sayla saw it too. Through the viewport, Eli's hands steady on crates. No boasts, just work. Competence stacking like cargo blocks. Neri finished testimony. Ally found me. Said stay low. Broke the cage. Carried me out. Sayla killed the recorder. Hugged her daughter. Brave one. Door hissed. Broker Vel's lawyer proxy slithered in. Slith with oil slick scales and data gem rings. Medic Vorn. This farce ends. Sayla straightened. Testimony stands. Proxy's tongue flicked. Liability falls on you. Harboring unregistered salvage. Human Rook's gear lit our docks. My client sues for damages. Release detainees. Now. Neri growled low. Sayla gripped her shoulder. Slavers aren't detainees. Property law says otherwise. Proxy slid a hollow contract across the table. Sign or Port Authority eats the fine. Vorn, family, ruined. Threat landed like venom. Sayla's claws itched. Port medic job gone.
Hax poked his head in.
Out, Slith. Courts decide. Proxy smirked. Chief, your bias shows. Human interference. Eli entered. Silent. Carried a data slate. Proxy world.
You, wrecker.
Vel reclaims his assets. Eli ignored him. Tapped Sayla's shoulder. Concourse.
Now, she followed.
Neri trailed, clutching Eli's leg. Hacks brought up the rear, squad in tow. Proxy hissed but pursued. Public concourse buzzed. Dock workers, traders, families gawked at security cordon. Whispers rippled. Slavers hit medbay. Human did it. Station-wide feed flickered. Gasps echoed. Transponder logs bloomed. Vel's shadow shuttle. Stealth-coded pinging black market tags. Raid vectors overlaid. Family docks to auction pits. Neri's ident chip trail, faint but unbroken. Eli zoomed. See the timestamps. Voice calm, amplified. Vel's pod detached pre-raid.
Doctor. Illegal. Grabbed kids.
My salvage rig crossed paths, tracked the signal. Crowd murmured. A trader pointed.
That's my manifest.
Eli scrolled. Payment logs, bribes to port guards, surgical kit manifests, organs harvested mid-flight. Proxy sputtered. Fabricated.
Human hack.
Eli pulled witness tabs. Public audit. Verify. Herrick stepped forward. Mandibles wide in shock grin. Logs chain true. Port AI confirms. Crowd pressed closer. A mother clutched her child. My niece vanished, same route. Eli didn't gloat. Just pointed. Receipts. Follow them. Proxy backed away. Scales paling. This, Vel will litigate. Try. Herrick's waved squad.
Scylla watched Ellie.
No victory pose. He unjacked the slate, handed it to Rax. Chain intact, Neri beamed up at him. You trapped him with papers. Eli ruffled her head frills. Better than guns sometimes. Warmth flooded Sayla. Trust locked in. This human delivered her daughter. Then proof. No promises, just action, competence first. But Proxy's comm buzzed before cuffs snapped. Vel, inbound, heavy escort. Demands exchange.
Rack's eyes narrowed. Armory.
Eli checked his stunner. Checklist updated.
Sayala gripped her med scalpel.
Neri safe, but Vel closed in. Trust held. They'd face it together. Scanners pinged. Vel's flagship dropped from stealth, weapons hot. Docking clamps groaned under assault pods. Eli nodded to Sayla. Stay sharp. For the first time, fear felt small. Harak slammed his fist on the console. Cargo ring C, controlled exchange. Buy the slaver with the girl. Sayla clutched Neri tighter. Her daughter's frills quivered against her chest. The port shuddered as Vel's flagship clamped down. Assault pods hissed open nearby. Eli crouched beside them.
He checked his stunner's charge. Sayla, you carry her out in plain sight.
Draw eyes. I'll shadow from the crawl space. She nodded. Trust burned steady now. This human had pulled data from thin air, trapped the proxy without a shot. Competence stacked like cargo crates. Rax waved his squad into position. Perimeter sealed. Snipers on gantries. Human, you drop only on my signal. Eli didn't argue. He pried open a service panel. Slid inside like smoke. Gone. Sayla adjusted Neri on her hip. Ready, little one? Neri's eyes gleamed fierce. I hide. I run. But today, we fight. Pride swelled in Sayla's throat. Her girl, sharp as a med scalpel. They stepped into the ring's glare. Cargo ring C sprawled under harsh lights. Crates towered like cliffs. Forklifts whined in the distance. Hax's squad formed a loose cordon. Port workers gawked from railings. Sayla walked the central aisle.
Neri's weight grounded her. Scanners beeped overhead.
No immediate threats. Vel's goons spilled from a pod. Scaled thugs in black vac suits. Blasters drawn low. Broker Vel emerged last. Tall, patient. His crest pulsed red with anticipation. The Vorn child, as demanded. Crack stepped forward. Mandibles clicked.
Surrender first. Port justice awaits.
Vel laughed. A wet rasp. Justice. I own half this ring's manifests. Hand her over.
Sayla's pulse raced.
Service grates hummed faintly. Eli waited there. Neri whispered. Mama, he's staring. Vel locked eyes on her daughter. His tongue flicked. Come, property. Time to go home. Blasters rose. Hax's squad tensed. Sayla backed toward a crate stack. Not yours anymore. Vel's crest flared. Take it. Two thugs lunged. Sayla dodged left. Neri clung like a limpet. A blaster bolt scorched the deck.
Hogshead bellowed. Hold fire!
Containment. Too late. Chaos erupted. Squads clashed. Blaster fire stitched the air. Vel slithered forward, grabbed Neri's arm, yanked her from Sayla's grip. Neri screamed. Kicked hard. Sayla lunged. Med scalpel flashed in her hand, but Vel swung Neri like a shield. A panel exploded above.
Eli dropped like a meteor.
Drove him down. Vel crashed. Neri tumbled free. Eli scooped her mid-fall. Rolled to his feet. Stunner barked twice. Thugs dropped twitching. Sayla dove in, pinned Vel's wrist, jammed the scalpel home. Tracker nano-injector hissed. Vel hissed back. Claws raked her arm. Blood welled hot. Eli kicked him off, hauled Sayla up. Got the mark? Wrist comm pulsed green. Track live. Vel's escape vector blinked. Service tunnel north. Vel scrambled. Fired wild. Bolts pinged crates. He vanished into shadows. Hax's squad mopped the rest. Thugs cuffed. Ring secured. Eli handed Neri back. Good kick, kid.
Neri grinned. You dropped like a hero.
Sayla pressed her wound. Stared at Eli. No boasts. Just checklist eyes scanning the tunnel mouth. Hawk stomped over. Slavers tagged. We pursue. Eli shook his head. He bribed his way in. Tunnels looped to his ship. Heavy escort waits. Sayla checked the tracker. Signal strong. Vel punched through a bulkhead. Toward docking arms. Alarms wailed. Port eye blared. Breach in progress. Evacuate Ring C. Hrax growled. Squad, flank 'em! Eli pulled a slate from his belt, jacked into a nearby console. Fingers flew, sealing his path. Lights flickered. Grate slammed shut ahead of the signal. Sayla watched.
Human magic again. No drama.
Just fixes. Vel's signal veered. Hit a dead end, backtracked furious. Neri tugged Ellie's sleeve. They're trapping him like the proxy. Eli ruffled her frills. Papers and panels. Same game. Warmth hit Sayla hard. This human treated her daughter like his own charge. Returned her from hell, now baited the devil himself. But Vel's signal surged. Blast doors buckled. He broke through. Hax cursed. Armory breach. He's arming. Eli unjacked. Cargo cranes. I can drop a stack on his exit.
Sayla gripped her scalpel.
We go now. Squad in tow. Tunnel lights strobed red. Vel's laughter echoed ahead. You think tags stop me? Blaster fire lanced back.
Rax took a praise. Kept charging. Eli vaulted a railing.
Access to crane control. Sayla, Neri. Cover left. She pulled Neri behind a strut, fired her stunner, dropped a thug. Eli's crane groaned alive. Massive crate swung overhead. Vel's crew poured out. 6 strong.
Armed, heavy. Eli dropped the crate.
It smashed too flat. Wreckage blocked half the tunnel. Vel fired from cover. Bolt clipped Eli's shoulder. He grunted. Stunner answered. 1 down. Sayla advanced. Injected a thug mid-charge. He spasmed out. Neri yelled. Behind you, mama. Sayla spun. Vel's claw grazed her. She countered. Scalpel sliced his crest. Vel reeled. Blood sprayed iridescent. Eli tackled him. Fists flew precise. Vel bucked. Claws tore Eli's vest. Hax arrived. Squad piled on. Cuffs snapped. Vel spat. You meddle in cycles older than your species, human. Eli stood. Blood on his knuckles. Cycle ends. Port security swarmed. Dragged Vel away. Flagship seized. Sayla knelt by Neri. Hugged fierce.
Then looked to Eli.
You shadowed. Dropped. Fixed it all.
He shrugged. Shoulder wound seeped.
Checklist. Hax clapped Eli's back. Port owes you. Audit expands.
Eli waved it off. Helped Sayla up.
Trust sealed. No words needed. This human delivered. Again. But Vel's wrist comm crackled as they hauled him. Backup inbound. Pods launching. Scanners lit. More ships dropped from stealth. Eli checked his stunner.
Round 2. Sayla gripped Neri.
Stood ready. Fear gone. Competence carried them. Rax barked. Regroup at the ring. They moved as one. Pods slammed down. New thugs boiled out. Eli nodded to Sayla. Your lead on medical. I'll clear path. She smiled grim. Together, blasters roared anew. Trust held the line. Sayla slammed her palm against the bulkhead panel. Her tracker beacon pulsed active. Vel's subdermal tagged from the med scanner during the scuffle. Tug Bay outbound. He's bolting with a pod.
Hack's voice crackled over comms.
On it, squad. Flank left. Pin him. Blaster fire chewed the deck plating around her. Neri huddled tight against Sayla's side, eyes wide but steady. Eli crouched ahead, stunner barking precise shots. 2 thugs dropped, clutching charred limbs. He didn't glance back, just advanced, clearing the corridor like debris from a wreck. Path open, Eli said. Flat.
No brag.
Sayla scooped Neri higher. Ran. Eli matched stride, shoulder bleeding through his torn vest but grip iron on his weapon. Competent stacked proof. No promises. Just results. They burst into the ring hub. Crowd scattered, Hrack's team poured from side vents, armored forms slamming Vel against a tug berth. The slaver fixer twisted, claws scraping alloy. You can't. Cuffs, locked. Rax wrenched Vel's arm. Port authority holds jurisdiction. Vel's eyes locked on Sayla. Venomous. The girl returns. But debts collect. Eli stepped forward. Blocked line of sight. Rax nodded once. Dragged Vel into a security skid. Sayla exhaled. Neri trembled but clung silent. Alive. Homebound. Rax turned, scanner in hand. Medic Vorn. Custody protocols. Sign here. He thrust a holopad. Protective orders glowed. Neri understation safeguard. Immediate family priority. Sayla thumbed the seal. Addendum. Civilian Guardian Liaison. She tapped Eli's ident from the salvage registry. Pulled it up mid-scan. Contractor Rook. Proven field assist. Hrack's crest flared. Hesitation.
Human?
No cleared channels. Eli stood quiet. Blood dried on knuckles.
He returned my daughter.
Shadowed the raid. Dropped Vel's line twice. Competence clears him. Neri peeked from Sayla's arms. Nodded fierce. He fixed the cage lock.
Quiet like. Harak scanned Eli's biometrics.
Grunted. Evidence pivots. Liaison approved. Provisional. He clapped Eli's good shoulder, harder than needed. Don't make me regret. Eli shrugged. Checklist clear. Security dispersed. Pods sealed. Station hummed wary, but the immediate storm passed. Sayla led toward family quarters. Neri wriggled down. Grabbed Eli's hand. Tugged. Eli glanced at Sayla, question in his eyes. She nodded. Come. Corridors blurred, echoes of shouts faded. Neri darted ahead to their doorway, thumbed the lock. Inside, soft glow lamps, woven tapestries from homeworld vines, medkits stacked neat. Safe nest amid the port's grind.
Neri rummaged a pouch, pressed a small token into Eli's palm, a carved shell, iridescent like Vel's blood.
Family sigil etched deep. Yours now, for fixing. Thumbed the grooves. Pocketed it without a word, knelt to her level. Hide better next time. Run smarter. Neri grinned sharp. You teach? Sayla watched from the threshold. Neri pulled Ellie's sleeve. Dragged him over the seal line, door irised half shut on station, din holer horns, vendor calls, distant alarms.
Sayla stepped in, palmed the full close.
Quiet sealed. Eli straightened. Filled the space without crowding. Scanned the room efficient. Secure? For now. Sayla peeled medgel from her kit. Gestured his shoulder. Sit. Vel's claw-laced toxin. He peeled the vest. Sat on the edge stool. Muscle corded under pale skin. Human tough. No scales or crests. She probed the gash. Clean slice. Pumped neutralizer. He didn't flinch. Nairi perched nearby. Watched rapt. Humans bleed red. Weird. Yours glows pretty. Yours glows pretty.
Sayla pressed bandage firm.
This human shadowed raids, cracked locks, tackled slavers. Delivered Neri whole. No boasts. Why? She capped the gel. Sat across. Legs ached from run, but trust warmed deeper. Eli flexed the arm. Tested. Found her signal first. Raid leftovers pinged my salvager. Shrugged. Kids don't belong in holds. Neri scooted closer. Leaned on his knee. Mama, he shared rations. Hiding spots too. Sayla's crest softened.
Suspicion faded under actions.
Hacks pivoted on evidence. She did faster. Competence before words. Alarms whooped distant, station-wide. Intruder pods breached outer ring. All hands. Eli stood. Stunner out. Bells back up. Sayla checked her wrist comm. Flagged reports. Brokers cartel cutouts. Bribed dockhands turning blades. They're sweeping for loose ends. Us. Neri gripped the token pocket. Stay? Eli nodded to Sayla. Your call. She rose, gripped her scalpel kit. Liaison holds.
I'll cover medical. He cracked the door.
Peered. Empty. Gestured them out. They moved. Neri between. Sayla's hand on daughter's shoulder. Eli head, scanning vents. A shadow shifted, dockhand with cartel ink. Eli stunner zapped. Thug slumped silent. Clear, he said. 2 more. Armed. Sayla injected sedative dart. 1 dropped mid-step. Eli dropped the second fist to jaw, precise crack. Neri pointed.
Bent. Eli boosted her up. She wriggled through.
Sayla followed. He hauled, last, vest snagging but holding. Ducked hummed cool. Emerged in maintenance bay. Pods thrummed nearby. Evac skiffs prepping. Rax's voice boomed over speakers. Vorn.
Bay 7. Extract live.
Sile thumb to firm. Backup pinned Vel's ride.
Cartel fractures. Eli checked scanners on a console. 3 tangos inbound. Flank right. They peeled left. Blasters scorched air.
Eli returned fire. Dropped 1.
Sayla downed another with toxin spray. Neri yanked a loose grate. Emergency hatch popped. Together, Neri echoed. Sayla scooped her. Eli covered retreat. Competence chained tight. No fractures. They piled into Rack's skid. Doors sealed. Boosted out.
Rax eyed Eli. Liaison pulls weight.
Audit closes green. Eli leaned back. Token shell glinted in his pocket.
Sayla hugged Neri close. Watched the human.
Trust locked. Actions forged it. But comms crackled anew. Cartel flagship ghosts in. Broker Vel escaped custody. Retrieval teams launch. Eli checked stunner charge. Sayla gripped scalpel. Neri clutched token. Round 3. Station lights streaked past. Danger circled, but the human stayed. Delivered again. Sayla met his eyes. Home after? He nodded. After. Pods slammed distant.
Engines roared. Trust held the vector.
Neri home. Human in. Line unbroken. But Vel's shadow lengthened. Claws out, they accelerated into it. Together. Blaster chatter erupted behind. Eli twisted, fired back.
Hit. Sayla prepped med packs.
Neri pointed nav routes.
Hacks drove hard.
Competence carried. Promises?
Unneeded.
The skid banked sharp. Pursuit closed. Eli stood ready. Sayla too. What broke first?